Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather with the Mosco, and today I've got my R2-D2 Christmas sweater on, and we're going to sit down and talk about plants I want to add to my garden specifically to have for Christmas decorating. I had mentioned when we were out foraging for greens in a couple videos ago that I was going to make a video about this. Plants that would be great to have on hand so that we can harvest them and use them in Christmas decorating. Specifically, there's an area outside my fence that's full sun, which you know in my garden is hard to come by. By the way, I live in East Tennessee. Garden is zone 7B, and on this channel, we're all about learning to garden together and trying things out even when conditions aren't perfect. So being as it's one of my only full sun spots, it could probably tolerate these plants better. And if I cut on them heavily, it's fine because it's an unlandscaped part of the yard. So I just did another video about southern plants I love. So I thought I would do one about plants for Christmas. In fact, it's like 5 minutes later. I just changed my shirt. But you have to wear your R2-D2 Christmas shirt for a video like this. So I've got 7 plants here that I want to go through. The first one is going to be Berry Heavy Winterberry Holly. These have the most beautiful red berries on them. They would be beautiful in garlands. They would be beautiful in wreaths. They would be beautiful as a flower arrangement, but these berries are gorgeous. They are a zone 3 to 9. This is a Proven Winners variety, part to full sun, size 8x8. Now, the key with these is to get them pollinated so that they'll create these berries. You have to have a Mr. Poppins nearby. It's got to be within 50 feet and it can pollinate up to 5 plants, but you just want to keep that in mind. If you're going to get a berry heavy, you need Mr. Poppins as well. I would love to have 5 of these, and I would love to make all my containers and all my garlands look all the same. Side note, I do have plans already for next year's Christmas because I really kind of want to spend some time prepping and going all out to have my decor, especially outside and inside too, for next year's Christmas. And I find that I'm in 2 boats. One of those boats is very classic, traditional, natural elements, and the other is cheesy, over the top decor. But this would be in the natural elements. But these, I would love to make garlands to go all across my porch, garlands to hang in my house, with these beautiful red berries because they are just this true red color. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Would be gorgeous in containers. Beautiful berries. The second plant is kind of a tag off of that one. Same kind of specs for this one. But instead of the Berry Heavy Winterberry Holly, it's the Berry Heavy Gold. So these are gold, obviously, berries. Exactly the same plants. You still need Mr. Poppins. I would love to have these as well so that I could take my decor either red or yellow. They would be really, really great with like a bunch of magnolia. Is somebody that has a lot of like the classic gold vibes. These would be gorgeous berries. Same thing, gorgeous in wreaths, gorgeous in garland, but really, really pretty plants. Same kind of specs, 3 to 9, part to full sun, 8x8 wide. But again, keep in mind that for every 5 plants, you are going to need a Mr. Poppins within 50 feet of those plants. The other thing to keep in mind is they do bloom on old wood. Where I would put these, I would never cut on anything until I was cutting on it. But you don't want to be pruning these or putting them somewhere they need to be pruned or you're not going to get berries. The second thing is a magnolia tree. I would love to have a really, really big magnolia tree. Magnolias are southern plants. They do like that acidic, well-draining soil. I put down, again, 2 different varieties of magnolia. I would put in a southern magnolia, a giant southern magnolia that gets 60 to 80 feet tall, sun to part shade. They say they can take more shade than they seem like. I would put mine in full sun. Beautiful white flowers, but we are wanting it for that beautiful foliage, the glossy green with the brown backed. This #1 plant that I want for winter harvesting is a big magnolia tree. They are zone 7 to 9, sun to part shade. The other variety is a teddy bear or a little gem magnolia. Those are a lot more compact. So if you're someone that doesn't have 60 to 80 feet to dedicate to a tree, then these are 16 to 20 feet tall, also zone 7 to 9 full sun, but will still get you that gorgeous foliage that works so well, incorporated into wreaths, incorporated, and again, that foliage, these are evergreen plants, but those leaves on a wreath is just so southern, but with that very heavy gold, gorgeous. Number 4 on my list is a Norway spruce. Now, I love Norway spruces and spruces in general. To have this here, we would need to amend the soil quite a bit. But they are zone 2 to 8. So I'd also probably lean this a little bit more. There's some of the sides of that round part that have a little bit more shade, and I would probably make sure this was getting the 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Make sure it was getting right at 6 hours of sunlight, but I would not put this in warm afternoon sun. You probably could, but it's a little cagier here. These have the most beautiful cones and foliage on them. Spruces in general are just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous trees. I would love to have a big one down there and look beautiful. They are evergreen, they're conifers. So to have them here, I'm gonna have to amend the soil quite a bit. I'm gonna have to plant it really high, amend the soil with soil conditioner and organic matter, and make sure that that is draining enough because it won't like it otherwise. Like I say, zone 2 to 8, full to part sun, and 70 to 80 feet tall. The next one on my list, number 5, is a soft serve false cypress or Chamaecyparis. This is a proven winners variety, and funny story, I had one of these in a container and it was beautiful, and I had it for several years and I forgot about it and it died. And Jason was like, we should try to water that, bring that back to life. And I was like, that one is too far gone, but you can try. So we tried to water it and it stayed brown. Beautiful, beautiful tree. Very soft evergreen foliage that's very malleable. So these would be really great for like spillers over the side of your container, or again, garland, wreaths, all that kind of work. Really soft though, beautiful, beautiful evergreen foliage. Zone 4 to 8, part to full sun, 10 feet tall by 6 feet wide. And it's got this beautiful, kind of like almost a weeping habit, but not really weeping, but it's gorgeous. So I need to get another one of those, and I need to not kill it this time. Rather fast growing as well. So that was another benefit to it. I may actually put some in some containers this year because I would like to do more evergreens in containers planted underneath with stuff. And that one was A, fairly inexpensive for an evergreen, B, very fast growing. So may need to, wish I hadn't killed the one I had. It was gorgeous. Number 6 on this list is Arctic Fire Red Twig Dogwood. This is another proven winners variety. So these are deciduous trees, and this is probably deciduous shrubs, and this is probably one of the only ones on this list that likes the shade. And we have shade here, so we could probably do this. They are listed as a zone 2 to 7. That is incredibly cold hardy. Shade to sun. Very, very versatile in the light requirement department, and 5 by 5. So these, they're deciduous, but their bark is this beautiful red color and would make the most incredible additions to wreaths and garlands like we talked about before, especially like, the winterberry holly, the red twig dogwood would be really, really pretty together. But one of the biggest things I would like it for is, I like to put sticks as thrillers in my containers. I would love to have this as thrillers. You could always paint your sticks, but nothing's going to give you that same natural red twig dogwood color that you're going to get from these. And they're just gorgeous. They would be gorgeous out in the landscape. Any of these would be great if you're really into winter interest, if you want your garden to really look beautiful all year round. These would be gorgeous because you just got this kind of chalice effect of red branches. Really, really gorgeous. Again, they're 5 by 5, and I have more opportunity to grow these because they like the shade a little bit more. And even full sun here, being as they're a zone 2 to 7, I would be a little scared to put them in my full afternoon sun. because we are at the borderline of what they're going to tolerate anyhow. So I think that might be a little bit too much for them. But they're really, really pretty. And again, there's more than one red twig dogwood, but the Arctic Fire red twig dogwood from Proven Winners looks really gorgeous. This is the only, these last two plants are the only two I would not put in that circle down there. I would have to find a shadier spot for them, but they would also be really great in the shade here. And their shade plants are harder to come by. Certainly ones that take up a large chunk of space and then add such great winter interest. So I would probably actually put them up here near the house. The last plant on this list, and it kind of piggybacks off the last one, is the Arctic Sun dogwood. These very similar as far as the light requirements, shade to sun. These only get 4 by 4. And they are a zone 4 to 7 as opposed to 2 to 7. So not quite as winter hardy. But they have the most beautiful, almost fluorescently yellow-orange stems on them. And again, same thing, they would be great thrillers in containers, especially if we were doing like a yellowish theme or a gold theme where it's the very heavy gold berries and magnolia leaves, and these Arctic Sun stems would be gorgeous. That would be a whole theme, a gorgeous whole theme. You could, add some ribbon into it as well. But another really, really beautiful plant. And again, that's going to provide you with a whole lot of winter interest, especially in some shady spots. Because a lot of times, when we think winter interest, we think of evergreens, and most of those are full sun. So here you have something that can go in the shade and provide you some winter interest as well. So that's really fun. I wanted to talk about kind of maybe how I would use all of these a little bit more. So again, the Norway spruce and the false cypress, both of those are going to be, and along with the magnolia, all three of those are going to be foliage components. And that's something that I kind of was thinking about when I thought about these plants. I need foliage, and then I need thriller plants, and then I need some accessories. So your berry products are going to be more your accessories. Your pine cones from your Norway spruce, those are more accessories. Things that you can add to wreaths and garlands in your pots, kind of as the finishing touches, the jewelry, if you will, of the situation. Your base of all this is going to be your evergreen foliage. So, and I talked about this before, I can go out and get scrubby pine and scrubby juniper all I want to. Another thing that I would like to source is maybe a juniper with blueberries would be really pretty, if that's an option. But also just any of the, blue spruce down here would be a beautiful color, especially, if you had a juniper with blueberries and then you got a blue spruce to go with it, that would be a really good theme. Norway spruces and the false cypress and the magnolia, those are all kind of base. I'd say the magnolia floats between being a base and being jewelry, but they provide all that evergreen interest, all the base product for your wreaths, for your garlands, etc. Those I'm currently substituting with the crap I can find in the woods over here. The other thing you can do to kind of fill up your base, because you're going to need a lot of that product and these are going to take a little while to grow, is go down to your anywhere that sells fresh cut Christmas trees. When they cut the bottoms off the Christmas trees, they save all that crap and they usually give it to you for free. But those items, they have just a little bit more of a fine-tuned look than what I can currently get out here. The magnolia, again, just really screams Southern to me, but really lends itself as well to that gold color palette, although it looks great with the red. And the dogwoods, some people also will use willow branches. I have not been as interested in those. I don't necessarily love the curly willow as much as I would the straight stems. But they make great fillers. You can add them into wreaths as well, add really great color and look really great, but they're, in my mind, best for thrillers in a container. So if you're thinking about maybe adding products to your yard specifically for you to harvest for Christmas decorating, kind of keep in the back of your mind what you're going to use it for, and do you need more products to fill out your line. But anyhow, comment down below plants that you're interested in having in your garden for this purpose, or things that you have in your garden that I didn't mention that would be great for this purpose. Share all that information. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.